Right. So we already know by now that order is part of a masculine man's way of life. And without this order, without this discipline that we have to instill on ourselves every single day through this routine, we are not going to achieve our success. And let me explain why. Because you will not be able to make as much progress as you would want as a masculine man while just living this unorganized lifestyle, and you are bound to make much more mistakes and just lose a lot of more progress because of this unorganized lifestyle that you probably have lived until right now, and think back on the time when you started self-improvement, or if you're starting self-improvement right now and you don't necessarily have a routine that you follow. Everything is really, really chaotic, isn't it? You're literally just like deciding on a spot what you want to do, right? You're deciding on a spot whether you want to read, whether you want to meditate a little bit, whether you want to journal, work out, spend time with friends outside, go for a walk in nature. Like, you're literally very, very unorganized, and you can decide, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, these times when we did cannot decide, where we're just trying to figure out what we have to do, this saps away a lot of your brain power. This saps away a shit ton of your brain power because you're making, like, I don't even know, like 10,000 micro decisions a day. 10,000 micro decisions a day. Like, just random things. Even like the decision of thinking about a thought. Like, literally, the decision of letting a thought enter your mind is a micro decision, right? So you're making like 10,000 of those decisions. And if you're trying to like, if you're literally adding like 1,000 more micro decisions just based on all those things, which you're like, okay, well, what should I do now? What should I do now? I should do this. I should do this. And literally, if you don't follow a routine, this all these micro decisions, they will literally just overwhelm your brain and they will sap your brain power, which you could have been much more effectively been using to make progress towards your goals, right? You could have been using this brain power on focusing on your deep work sessions for your business, for your whatever kind of personal growth, right? So you must understand that every time that you start just making random decisions on the spot, or you're just figuring out what you want to do next, that really takes away from your brain power. That really takes away from your capacity to focus in the future. And you might be like, how can that really do it? Like, how can me deciding what to eat for breakfast really affect my, how can that affect my concentration, right? Well, just think about it. Think about it. Like, imagine if you had a well set routine, a well set 6 a.m., 9 p.m. routine where you're literally like throughout the day you have everything structured out. Like every single hour, you have something to do, right? And all you have to do is you need to follow that routine. You need to follow it as best as you possibly can, right? Follow it religiously, right? Literally just do everything religiously, and you will not even have to use your brain to even make any kind of judgment based on those times of those activities. You're literally just, okay, it's 9:30 all the way to this time to 12. Okay, well, I guess I gotta deep work. I guess I gotta exercise. I have to do this because it's written down in my timetable. It's written down right here, and I literally just have to follow it. It's like, just think of it literally as a school timetable, like, the ones that we have in school, that, or the ones that we used to have in school. Like, literally everything was structured, right? And we just followed it. So there was no wondering whether you're gonna have this class or not. It was literally in a timetable, so you had to do it, right? It's that simple here. And the more that you structure your life, especially with a routine, the better you'll perform in your concentration throughout the day. The better you'll be able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand. You see? So it's very, very valuable that this routine that you hold is very effective, as in, you can, you've spent some time optimizing it, right? You've literally spent some time really thinking about the best way that you should go about it, and how you should really make it work, right? So a lot of people, they don't have this routine because it's very anticlimactic, because a lot of people out there, they're like, well, only bad people, like, who has a routine? Only stupid people have routines, right? Because this or that, because like, I think, especially routines, it's this very weird subject for a lot of people, because it just, everybody's like, oh, well, you need balance in your life, you need diversity in your life, right? But I think we've, in the past videos, we've already broken that belief that balanced people have any kind of right to say anything, right? They don't have a right to tell me anything or to tell you anything. They don't have that right. Balanced people, right? So we cannot listen to the balanced people who tell you that. And diversity, well, you can have diversity in your routine. You can implement diverse things in your routine. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're never gonna fully follow your routine like 100%. That would be like the perfect day, like the 100% best amazing day, right? But it's very rare that you'll have that, because you'll always have some sort of interruptions, right? Maybe your mom will ask you to help around the house cleaning something, or maybe your, I don't even know, like, you're gonna have to be called in for something somewhere, like all these kinds of different things, right? It won't always be 100%. Maybe it might be 75%, 60, 50%, 30%. But and you might be honestly a little bit upset at the fact that sometimes you might think to yourself, well, how can I follow a routine if I don't even follow it properly? Well, think about it. You following at least even like 30% of that routine, even 15%, is so much better than you following 0% of that routine. Like 0% basically means disorganized. 15% maybe means that you wake up at this exact time every single day and you go to sleep at this exact time every day. Okay, that's 15%, let's say. 30% is you waking up and you do this habit and this habit, and maybe when you go to sleep you do this habit and you did this habit, right? And 50% it's like you go through half the day and you do something interesting, or everything like that. And the as the percentage goes up, you literally just fill your day up with activities, right? That's it. You just have to fill your day up with activities which you have already structured. So I can honestly, personally, I can really see a change in my behavior ever since I started following this routine that I have set. So I literally, for example, I wake up at 6 a.m., I go to sleep. I usually go to sleep at 9 p.m. If I don't, again, if I don't have anything else interrupting. But you see, this was very beneficial for me, especially when I started self improvement, because this idea that I wake up at the exact same time and I try to go to sleep at, you know, as best as I could at the exact same time, right? This was very, very beneficial for me at the start of my self improvement journey, because it taught me initial discipline. It taught me the fact that, okay, even though it's like it was the summer break, right? Even though it's like summer and you have nothing to do, right? You're still gonna wake up at. I used to wake up at like what, 7 a.m., 6:30, right? You're still gonna wake up at 7 a.m., 6:30, and you're gonna go on with your day. And I woke up at 7 a.m., 6:30 one day, and I thought to myself, okay, well, I might as well do something if I'm awake this early. So I implemented in my routine this idea that, okay, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'm going to come back in my room, I'm gonna do some exercises. Like, I literally used to do like what, push-ups. I used to plank for like, I don't know, a few minutes, which was very nice. I used to do sit-ups and stuff, and then after that, that would take me like around 30 minutes, and then after that I literally go outside in my like behind my house, and I just run in the forest. I'm kind of privileged that I have that that opportunity to even be able to go in a forest. But I used to literally do that, right? So I think that is very, very beneficial. That was especially beneficial for me because it taught me a lot of discipline that I don't think I would have been where I am right now if it weren't for it. If it weren't for that discipline that I developed, literally by just having like a few habits to do until like what 9 10 a.m., and usually after always after I came back from my runs, I used to come back indoors and I used to do some weight work, some weight exercises, right? Some resistance training with some dumbbells behind me in this exact room, right? So I used to come back, I used to come in this room, and for like an hour or a half, I used to do some weight exercises. And after that, I'd always eat and I'd go on with my day, and then that was the part that wasn't really structured, right? So that is when I used to decide whether I'd journal, whether I'd read, whether I'd do this or write, or whether I'd do any kind of other activities, right? But I think that this initial part of my day where it was structured, where I basically kind of built it through this force of habit, then that part of my day was very, very beneficial because it helped me make great progress towards my discipline, right? So literally imagine you having your full day structured. You don't have any kind of brain power sapped away from that, and you literally have to dedicate as many of your thoughts as you possibly can towards this routine, towards what you're doing right now, to focus on the task at hand. Let any kind of other thoughts which would sap away your brain power, like literally anything else that you might be thinking about, which kind of makes you lose concentration, right? Literally just kind of throw it all away. Imagine yourself just throwing it all in the trash and you're like, okay, I'm free now, and then you focus on the task at hand as best as you possibly can, right? And I will honestly tell you this: you will make so much progress literally just by following a set routine compared to just deciding whether you want to do this or not. Because you deciding whether you want to do this or not, there's a 50-50 chance that you're not going to do it. But once you have a routine set in place and you told yourself, okay, I have to follow it now. I literally no fucking excuses. I have to follow it. It's my obligation. Once you do that, you have no 50-50. You have to do it. And you might be coping. You might have these times when you might cope, especially when maybe you have a workout or you have to do this, something which might not be as comfortable and as nice, right? You might just cope and be like, shit, man, well, I don't want to do that because this or that, or you just end up spending way too much time doing that. It happened to me, but, I'm getting past it, I'm trying to get past it right now. And I think I'm doing good progress, right? But you need to understand that once you have that routine set in place, you suddenly have an obligation to yourself. And once you go off this routine, once you don't respect it, you feel bad. You already just your baseline is literally you following your routine, and you literally not following your routine, it goes under your baseline, which is already a recipe for your unfulfillment, which is literally always going to make you feel unfulfilled and not happy about yourself, right? Because your baseline is literally you having a routine. Before it was like you being disorganized. That was your baseline. But then you move up by putting up a routine. So this is your baseline. This is your baseline for fulfillment, for feeling good about yourself. If you go under this, you will not feel good about yourself because you're not making the same kind of progress and you have changed your own standards and expectations for yourself, right? So once you have a routine set in place and you follow it as best as you can, you will feel amazing. You will feel amazing and you will make 10 times more progress than you usually would if you just bet on you just doing the activity whenever you felt like it. Because you feeling like it doesn't mean that it's like this idea that we just have to work based on our own feelings, right? Like this feminized work culture where it's like, yeah, I go to work and I enjoy every single moment. I love everything about it. There will be some times where you won't enjoy some things about your work, or when they'll be hard in the moment, but you might say, I'll enjoy them, when I'll look back on them, I'll enjoy them later. But you have to do the hard things even when they don't feel good, especially things which are based in a good routine. So you want to structure this routine as well as you can, in order for you to just be able to follow it as best as possible every single day of your life, for the rest of your life, right? That's it. So I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to sleep at, like, I try to go to sleep at 8 p.m. I almost never managed, right? But because of this, I ended up being a bit sleep deprived, and I thought to myself, why bother? Like, is this something that I'm gonna be able to hold on for the rest of my life? And I thought to myself, maybe, but I mean, I don't see the reason why I should do that. So instead, I decided, okay, I'm gonna change up my routine again. I'm gonna move it up from uh 8 p.m. So that would be my past, like my bedtime, to 9 p.m. And I wake up at 6 a.m., right? And then I'd have like a time during the day where I actually be able to do my activities and still be able to follow those two kind of limits, right? So you want your routine to be as accessible as you possibly can make it for every day for the rest of your life, right? So, at the first, when I started my routine, my ideal day was like, I had a full fucking page filled with shit, and it's fucking impossible to just do it all. So, at some point I was like missing a bunch of things, and at the beginning of it, I was like, shit, man, okay, well, fuck that shit. I'm not even gonna do it, bro. It's stupid, right? So I did not do any part of it, right? But then I realized, okay, I have to change that. So I structured it again, and I made it as simple as possible. Like, less fucking words, just simple stuff. Just the hour, and I tried to like implement less activities. I mean, not just like um I didn't just like implement, for example, the gym and reading and meditating, like free activities. No, I had a few more. Like, I have like journaling, reading, meditating, exercising, learning. I have like a section of free time in which I can like write or read or create all kinds of different things, right? So I have it all. It's much more simple now. It consists of like 5 to 6 activities that I always want to do. 5 or 6 activities that are very beneficial for me. But I don't go outside of that. I don't fill my fucking day up with like a full list, because that's gonna be impossible to follow, and you're gonna feel demoralized once you realize that you've gone through like half of the day and you haven't even managed to do like 15% of those activities, right? So you want to make it as accessible to you as possible, but don't be like, okay, I'll wake up at 8 a.m. and I'll go to sleep at 12 a.m. No, fuck, don't act like a dumbass. You know what you have to do. You have to take advantage of the day, right? The day, not the night. The night is for sleeping, the day is for living, right? Yeah, man. So, because of this is why I think that routine is the key to success. Because having order in your life as a masculine man, it brings out the best in you. Having order and discipline, and literally being fully focused on some things that you have structured. That's why we're always told, maybe you've heard this advice, that you should visualize your goals, because you visualizing your goals basically helps you structure them, helps you like realize that you have to go from the A point to the B point, right? And the same here, like literally you have a routine set in place, and it's just everything is structured, so you just have to follow it. You just have to follow this order, and you as a man, you trying to cultivate this masculine energy is about order. That's basically one of the words that would characterize it. So you implementing more order in your life. Order doesn't necessarily mean totalitarianism. Like, it doesn't mean you being a fucking dictator to yourself. Well, that's not really it. I think that would not be a good way to live your life. You know, I mean, of course, there will be times in your life when you're gonna go out with some friends on a day, or you're going to spend some time with your family instead of doing this habit or doing that, or you'll have something interfering, and you kind of like beating yourself up for something that was naturally going to intervene. And sometimes it might be even better to do that activity instead of this one for that amount of time. For you shouldn't beat yourself up for shit like that, right? So yeah, I think this is kind of what concludes this video. That routine, it is very fucking beneficial for your success. That's it. If I didn't have a routine, I wouldn't be recording videos every single day for you. I wouldn't have a fucking video posted every single day for like the past month or something. No, because if I just recorded videos whenever I felt like it, then I wouldn't be here. I'd be like sleeping right now. It's like what? Hold on. It's 7:27 a.m. right now. I would be sleeping. I'd be like, well, I don't have anything else better to do, guys, so I might as well sleep because sleep is very important. No, bro. You have, again, set a routine for yourself. Make it as accessible as possible for the rest of your life. And destroy this belief in your mind that having order in your life is a bad thing. No, it's fucking amazing having order. You don't listen to the balanced people out there who fuck themselves over, who live shit lives, because that's another fucking side rant. But why do you think they live shit lives? It's because they don't have order. It's because their entire lives they've been like, yeah, enjoy your life, just do whatever, and if I die tomorrow, then I might as well enjoy today, guys. But the thing is, those people, they didn't die the next day. They lived for like 20, 30, 40, 60 more years. So you thinking like short term like that is horrible, right? And so they didn't have any kind of order and they fought short term. That is like the recipe for destruction. So you want to think long term and you need to have order in your life. So you need to think long term towards what you want to end up like the destination, so that you can visualize it, and you have to think about the order in your life, right? Basically, so you have to structure your routine, right? So once you have it structured, you're going to achieve much more progress than you usually would without one. And I'm basically speaking from experience, and so are thousands of men out there who say the exact same thing, right? Routine is the key to success. Follow it. Good luck, bro. Hope you're gonna get through this, man. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get through this, bro. What the fuck? It's like a simple routine, bro. Come on. You got this.